I woke up to a knock I didn't expect. 3 taps. Slow, heavy. My son's voice through the door. Mom, open up. We need to talk. I checked the clock. 6:12 a.m. I didn't open. Not yet. Mom, he said again. It's about your health. It's urgent. My daughter's voice joined his. Calm, rehearsed. Let us in, please. I looked at the hallway mirror. Grey hair pinned tight. Pajamas buttoned wrong. Hands steady, I unlatched the chain. I kept the safety on. They stepped in like they owned the place. A folder under my daughter's arm. A smile that didn't reach her eyes. We made some calls, she said. There's a room ready for you at Roseview Care. I laughed once. Short, new. She laid papers on my table. Neat stack, paperclip, blue tabs. My doctor says I'm stable, I said. Your doctor is out of date, she said. My son put a pen by my hand. Just sign, Mom. We'll handle the rest, it's safer. I didn't touch the pen. Why today? I asked. Because buyers are viewing this afternoon, he said. We can't keep delaying. I stared at him. Buyers. He didn't blink. It's the best decision for everyone. I locked eyes with my daughter. Who gave you permission? She flipped a page. Power of attorney. You signed it last year. I did not. She slid a photocopy across the table. My name, my handwriting. It wasn't mine. I saw the notary stamp, a bank logo, a date I remembered for another reason, the day my knee surgery got cancelled for snow. I wasn't in any bank that day. I turned the paper. Her signature was perfect. Too perfect. I put both hands on the table and pushed the folder back. No, I said. You're leaving. Now. They didn't move. My son reached for my keys. I reached faster. He lifted his hands. We're not the enemy. Then stop acting like it, I said. He nodded to my daughter. She nodded back. They left without slamming the door. I listened to their steps all the way down the path. I put the kettle on and called my doctor. Straight to voicemail. I called the bank. Put on hold. I called the county clerk. Records? A woman said. Power of attorney? I said, I need a copy. Come in, she said. Bring ID. I dressed fast. Skirt, cardigan, shoes with good soles. I took the bus. I kept the folder. I kept my phone charged. I watched the doors. At records, a clerk pulled a file. She set it down like it might bite. There it was again, the stamp, the signature, the date. Who filed it? I asked. Your daughter, she said. I went to the bank. The notary was on lunch. I waited. He came back with a sandwich and a practiced smile. Do you remember this day? I asked, showing the copy. He checked the log, tremor in his eyelid. I remember, a lot of clients, he said. Do you remember me? Silence. I'll need to escalate this, he said. I called a lawyer. I didn't Google. I called the one who helped my neighbor win back her title after a contractor tricked her. Her name was Marla Keene. Sharp, direct. Bring everything, she said. Today. I brought the file. I brought my facts. She listened. She didn't fill the silence. She wrote 3 names. Bank, notary, broker. Do not sign anything, she said. If they come back, call me. They came back at noon. 2 buyers stood on my porch, my children behind them. Showing is in 10 minutes. My daughter said. Get off my steps, I said. My son reached for the door. I shut it. I turned the called Marla. Put me on speaker, she said. Her voice carried. Cool, precise. This property is under dispute. Any attempt to transfer title today will be challenged. Notice is recorded. Leave or I will call the police and the notary licensing board. The buyers left first. My son cursed under his breath. My daughter kept the smile. Final offer, Mom, she said through the door. Sign and come quietly or we file guardianship. Emergency petition. Today, try it, I said. Quiet, they left for now. Marla filed an emergency injunction by 4. I signed affidavits. I listed dates. I listed pills I take and why. I listed the doctor's notes. I answered her questions like a metronome. At 6, a knock again. Fast, hard. A man held a stack of forms. "Process server," he said. "Guardianship hearing, 9 a.m. tomorrow." I took the papers. I closed the door. I didn't cry. I made soup I didn't taste. I set out my church dress. I slept in it. Courtroom B smelled like paper and cold coffee. The judge read fast. My daughter spoke first. "Our mother is declining. She leaves the stove on. She confuses dates. She fell twice last month." I stood once on the porch step. I tripped on a hose. The judge asked. Marla handed a folder. "Primary care, neurology. Stable, independent. No cognitive impairment." My daughter's jaw tightened. Marla called the notary. He hedged. He couldn't recall. She showed the security footage timestamp from the day of the notarization. I was not there. The camera showed my daughter, alone. The judge looked at her. "Ems Lawson." My daughter stared at the table. I thought it was best. Best includes forgery. The judge asked. Silence. "Guardianship petition denied," he said. "Power of attorney suspended pending investigation. Temporary restraining order, no property showings, no transfers, no entry without consent." My son stared at the ceiling. My daughter swallowed a sob she didn't let out. I walked out without looking back. Marla matched my pace. "You won round one," she said. "Now we make it stick." We filed complaints, notary board, bank compliance, real estate commission. We noticed something new. My checking account had 2 unfamiliar debits. Consulting, placement fee. Marla traced them. They went to a transition specialist, a relocation outfit that helps families move elders. They had a brochure with smiling couples and soft blankets. They had a clause that gave them 5% of a sale, facilitated by the family. They had my daughter's signature, and my forged one. We froze it all. We sent letters. We stacked facts like bricks. My son called that night. "Mom, can we talk without the lawyer?" "No," I said. He cursed. He hung up. He texted an hour later, "I'm sorry." I set the phone face down. Days settled into a rhythm. I cooked for myself. I walked the block. I watered the roses. I wrote dates on a legal pad. I slept lightly. At 2 a.m. the door rattled. Soft, then harder. I called 911. I didn't ask who it was. A cruiser rolled up fast. No one on the porch. Camera light blinked. I watched the footage with the officer in my kitchen. A shadow. A hand at the lock. A hoodie. The height looked like my son. The gait didn't. "Could be anyone," the officer said. "Keep the lights on. Call if it happens again." It didn't happen again. The next attack came by mail. A letter from Roseview. "We understand you declined admission. Due to your safety and falls risk, we have reserved your room for 30 days. Your family has authorized billing." Marla smiled without humor. "They will regret sending that," she said. She sent a letter, 4 paragraphs, 1 statute, 1 threat. Roseview replied with 2 words, "Our apologies." 2 weeks later, the bank notary lost his commission. The relocation firm offered a mutual release. The real estate brokerage suspended the agent who'd scheduled the showing. The judge set a full hearing for the forged POA and civil penalties. My son didn't come to the Betrayal conference. My daughter did. She sat 3 chairs down and didn't meet my eyes. Marla spoke like a hammer. "We seek revocation with prejudice, restitution of fees, and an order prohibiting further attempts to transfer or encumber the property without court approval." The other lawyer tried confusion and good intentions. The judge tried patience. He signed the order. My house stayed mine. On paper and in practice, that should have been the end. It wasn't. Families don't end with orders. They change shape. My daughter showed up on a Tuesday with a cardboard box. She stood on the walkway like a student who'd failed an exam. "I bought these back," she said. "Your recipe cards, your wedding album." I didn't reach for the box. "Why?" "Because I did this," she said, "and I don't know how to make it right." I let her set the box down. I didn't invite her in. She came back 3 days later. "No box, work gloves." gutters clogged. She said, "Storm's coming." I watched her clear leaves without slipping. I said nothing. When she climbed down, I said, "You forged my name." She nodded. "I know. You made me a problem to be solved." She swallowed. "I made you small," she said. "I was scared?" "Of what?" "Of losing you the slow way," she said. "So I tried to do it fast. Control it. Package it. I was wrong." We stood there with the ladder between us. "You don't get my trust back because you're sorry," I said. "You earn it because you stopped deciding for me," she nodded. "Tell me what to do." "You wait until I ask," I said. She left the ladder. She left the gloves. She left without hugging me. Fall came in clean and bright. I baked bread. I labeled jars. I learned to like quiet again. I made a copy of the order and taped it inside the pantry door. I changed my locks. I changed my will with Marla present and a second witness who brought her own pen and a clipboard. I added one line my children won't like. "If anyone contests this will, they get nothing." Marla called it a no contest clause. I called it a boundary. On a cold morning, I slipped on the back step and sat there laughing at myself. I didn't hit my head. I didn't call anyone. I got up slow. I made tea. At noon, my son knocked. Alone, no folder, no agent, no pitch. "I'm sorry," he said. I opened the door halfway. "For what?" "For going along," he said. "For being the muscle. For wanting the money from a sale I didn't earn." "Do you want coffee?" I asked. He nodded. We sat at the table. 2 mugs, 1 silence. He said, "I won't touch your house again." "Good," I said. "Now say it to a judge if asked." "I will," he said. The hearing for penalties came and went. The judge spoke like a weather report, calm, final. Civil fines, restitution of fees, a formal finding of fraud on the POA. He didn't jail anyone. He didn't need to. The order was a wall you could read. After court, my daughter waited near the steps. "I applied for a different job," she said. "Not in real estate. Not near paperwork." "You don't have to tell me," I said. "I know," she said. "I want to." She looked smaller, or maybe I was finally standing at my full height again. Weeks later, she brought back my wife's sewing machine. I ran my fingers over the wood. The grain remembered our house. We set it in the corner where it used to live. We didn't plug it in. We looked at it like a photograph that had been missing from a wall. Winter pressed its face to the windows. I kept my lights on. I kept my routine. I walked the hallway at night once, touching each doorframe like a checklist. Bedroom, bath, pantry, back door, my house, my name, my choice. On the first clear night after a storm, I found my daughter on the sidewalk staring at the eaves. "Icicles," she said, pointing. "Pretty, dangerous." She held a broom. She didn't lift it until I nodded. She knocked them down one by one and left the shards in a neat pile that glittered until morning. I don't know if I forgive her. Forgiveness is not the point. The point is this: I decide what happens to me. I decide when I leave. I decide who holds my keys. If someone tells you there's a room waiting with your name on it, read the door. Make sure it isn't a cage. If someone puts a pen in your hand, check the date, check the camera, check the notary's eyes. I am a grandmother. I am not a signature you can copy. They tried to move me like furniture. They forgot I built this house. So here's my ending, and it's simple. I'm staying. The title says owner. The order says no transfer. My front door says welcome. When I say so, my last word is mine. Tonight I will sleep in my own bed. In the morning I will brew coffee and set 1 cup across from me, the way I always have. I will call my daughter and ask her to bring bread for soup, and she will wait on the porch until I open the door. I will look at my keys on the hook by the stove. I will count them: front, back, shed, mailbox. I will put them in my pocket. I will carry my life myself. And if anyone asks again whether I am safe alone, I will say this: I am not alone. I have a lawyer, a judgment, a spine, and a house that knows my name.